I love baking a cake. I love the whole operation. I like digging through a cookbook. I like selecting my recipe and deciding if I'm going to follow it to the letter or if I'm going to play fast and loose with the rules. I love all the methodologies. I like creaming butter and sugars. I like being careful not to allow the egg to separate the batter. I love the selection and incorporation of various flours. I love the pans. I love watching it bake with the oven light on. I love the sound that it's making when it comes out of the oven. I don't even mind eating it. I'm Nick Walton. I'm a coffee roaster, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a wee farmer, and I can't stop thinking about the invisible scripts that run our lives. You're listening to The Values Sort. This is a field guide to the values that shape the patterns of thinking and behaviors that end up shaping our entire lives. This is essay number 14, Self-Indulgence. Let's get into it. All right, this is the third and final card in the yellow category, the Hedonism Trilogy. We had pleasure, the sensation. We had enjoyment of life, the attitude. And now the big one, self-indulgence. If the other two made me uncomfortable, this one makes me want to run for the hills. Self-indulgent is almost always used as an insult. It implies weakness, to me anyway. It implies a lack of discipline. It implies eating the entire cake while everyone else watches. For a guy who works hard to cultivate capability and service, self-indulgent sounds like useless to me. But here I am, I'm holding this card, I'm looking at the definition in my head, yielding to one's own desires. And I'm thinking about my customers. I sell lattes. I sell giant buttery pastries. I sell cookies with hazelnuts and praline. Nobody needs a hazelnut praline cookie to survive. Buying one is, by definition, an act of self-indulgence. When a customer walks in at 1:13 in the afternoon on a rainy Tuesday, looking tired, looking beaten down by their boss or their kids or the news, and they order that cookie, are they being weak? I don't think so. I think they're being kind to themselves. I think they're buying a 10-minute vacation. I think they're using a small indulgence to patch a hole in the hull so that they can keep sailing. So why is it so hard for me to buy that cookie for myself? Maybe it's because I confuse indulgence with greed. Greed is taking more than your share. Indulgence is simply allowing yourself to have a share in the first place. I'm pretty hard on myself. Maybe we all are. I hold myself to high standards. I value capability and ambition, and often I treat myself like a machine that just needs fuel, rather than a human who needs a treat. But machines break, and humans burn out. Maybe self-indulgence isn't about being spoiled. Maybe it's about mercy. Maybe it's the act of saying, Nicholas, you're working hard. You're allowed to sit down. You're allowed to eat the cookie. You're allowed to watch the movie. You're allowed, for now, to turn your brain off. If I can offer that mercy to a stranger across the counter, surely I can offer it to myself. So, here ends the Hedonism Trilogy. Pleasure, enjoyment, indulgence. I don't think I'll ever be a hedonist. My heart is still with the blue cards, the values of service and benevolence that we're going to look at later. But I am realizing that I cannot be a servant if I'm running on fumes, so I'm going to indulge, I'm going to savor, and once I'm full, I'll get back to work.